being sustainable is an inner journey. It starts from deep within you, where you have to build a deep passion for the things around you, the people around you, yourself to start with, your health, and where most people seem to fail is that they start with their wealth, and which is, of course, in a way, the old way of thinking, where you sacrifice your health for your wealth, and then at the later stages of your life, you spend all your wealth to get your health back. And so it's a question about how you're structuring everything around you that contributes into your life. And once you achieve this level, once you start thinking from this perspective, then you will start seeing that actually being sustainable as an organization itself becomes a rather interesting journey, because now you're no longer following sustainability goals or basically creating reports to hand over to the governmental institution just because you're told to, but you're doing it with a true inner belief that whatever small changes that you're doing is going to make a big change out in society as well as in nature and everything around you, wildlife and everything that is connected. So, and I believe the journey of being sustainable, being really conscious about sustainable, starts with your inner curiosity. When you're, for example, buying a smartphone, and if you're really interested in if you're actually getting the best bang for your buck, or are you just following a brand message that says buy this phone and it makes you look cool. So it's important to start with the question, are you purchasing something just because everyone else is purchasing, or are you purchasing things because you've actually done the research, you're actually looking for something with that specific feature and not any additional feature. And this is very simple when I advised organizations on how to set up a CRM system. Yes, they're a very complicated CRM system with amazing features which are highly priced. But then if you do not have need for most of the functions within the CRM system, then you're completely wasting your time trying to purchase it. And your money as well. You're wasting your money purchasing this CRM system. So if you are going to purchase a smartphone, and do you specifically do any research into purchasing it? And this research also means price as well, and also the quality of the processor or the camera, based on what your needs are with that specific smartphone. Or is it just that you're following the trend where you're buying that everywhere everyone else is buying? And this is a really interesting study that was done by the New York Times on people who use Android phones versus people who use Apple phones. And people who use Apple phones are known to be very adventurous, outgoing, whereas people who use Android phones are supposedly more intelligent. They make much more intelligent decisions. They do a lot of research on the things that they purchase, and they are not necessarily people who are they're people who are very careful with their finances. So these are some of the elements that should reflect in you as well. Are you going through the day just purchasing things because it's on sale, just purchasing things because it's attractive, just purchasing things because you suddenly are feeling down and you needed some sort of retail therapy, like Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City? Or are you actually purchasing things very well planned, that you know that you have a clear need for it, and you know this is the right price or the right time to purchase it, and so on and so forth. So these inner beliefs on how you go about with life is what reflects outside in your organizations as well. If it's going to be a successful organization with a lot of positive sustainability strategies that impact society and so on. And building these inner qualities is very important. And I think one of the first steps to do a self assessment for someone like me who meditates and who follows some spiritual practices, I would say taking a look at yourself, being mindful, being present, being every day going through your day in your mind. When you're about to go to bed, when you have a bit of peace of mind before you fall asleep, and every morning when you're commuting to work, or when you're having a moment for yourself where you can just pause. And if you're sitting in a bus, definitely not if you're sitting in a car, you don't want to be meditating while you're driving. But if you're sitting in a train or bus, you're commuting, it's very important to go through your previous day, to take account of your day, to think of the things that you're thankful for, think of the things that you did an amazing job, and think of the things that you didn't do so well, but still you achieved to do it, and how could you do it better, and so on. So, taking an account of ourselves, analyzing our inner selves, and looking at life more consciously gives us a much better idea of how we live and what our belief systems are, and then which in turn, by developing that, helps you become a more successful professional when it comes to being sustainable and being part of a company that wants to be sustainable and contributing to it positively with genuine intentions, and not just because your manager or your boss told you so.